Hello, and welcome to our video about GMO potatoes. But before we start this video, let me ask you, do you know what this is? Yes, those are French fries. And here's another question. If I told you to get me French fries in 10 minutes, do you think you'd be able to do that? Your answer was most likely yes. We live in a world now where everyone loves French fries. They're cheap and delicious. What's not to love? Since the people want French fries, the farmers have to produce the potatoes that makes French fries. These potatoes are called russet Burbank potatoes. There is a monoculture on potatoes because of this. Over 60% of the potatoes produced are russet Burbank potatoes. While this is neat and all, let me tell you that it's actually very risky and dangerous for a market.
This is one of its plants in Nampa, Idaho.
The potato we process the most is the russet Burbank. The russet Burbank gives us pretty much the ideal quality attributes if we're going to convert them into the product that our customer wants.
So you see how monocultures on the plate lead to monocultures on the land. And that a desire for something like that perfect French fry has a whole, carries a whole chain of consequences all the way back to the farm.
The history of the potato dates back to 3000 BCE, where in the Andes Mountains of South America, the Inca learned how to domesticate this vegetable that we have come to know and love today. Peruvians followed in their ancestors' footsteps and now grow about 5,000 different varieties of potatoes. Around 1537, the Spanish arrived in South America and were not impressed by the potato. But in the mid-1550s, the potato made its way back to Spain, and by the 17th and early 18th centuries also to the European countries, thus allowing the European expansion and boosting of the Industrial Revolution. By the mid-1700s, the potato helped to save Ireland from famine. Ireland is also one of the first monocultures in farming of potatoes. This was not a good thing. It is believed that a North American ship containing a blight fungus in 1845 helped to kill about 40% of all the potato crops in Ireland and 90% in 1846. The fungus returned yet again in 1848 and 49, leading to the Great Ireland Famine, ending the lives of almost 2 million people. About 1719, the potato made its way back to America and has continued to grow in popularity ever since. In October 1995, the potato was the first vegetable to be grown in space, and that same year, Monsanto produced the first GMO potato that was resistant to the Colorado potato beetle. 40% of the pesticides used in the growth of potatoes are to prevent this beetle from killing the crops. In 1996, GMO potatoes started being used in fast food restaurants and sold in local supermarkets. In the late 1990s, protesters against GMOs rallied hard for GMO labeling and to stop the use of GMOs. By 2001, Monsanto stopped selling the new leaf potato with the loss of McDonald's and others' financial backing. A new GMO is on the rise that prevents bruising and helps to reduce the amount of potatoes lost because of it. But no one will seem to touch this new product since it is labeled as a GMO.
In the late 1990s, as the new leaf was making inroads into the market, the issue of genetically modified organisms, or GMOs, was arousing intense opposition all over the world.
We don't want no GMOs. Hey, hey. Ho, ho.
GMO potatoes are the best kind of potatoes for the health of individuals and the health of the environment. Various insect populations have been negatively affected by the use of various pesticides. For example, we see honeybee colonies suffering from adverse effects of pesticides. With the invention of GMO potatoes, we have the ability to prevent genetic defects of potatoes and common diseases of the potatoes so that we don't have to use as many pesticides. This helps us improve our environment because it's not affecting biodiversity as much. Studies have confirmed this. The USDA has been doing studies on genetically modified potato strain that resists bruising, leads to higher yields, and produces less of a carcinogenic acid when it is cooked at high temperatures. Despite these health advantages of this new potato, anti-GMO organizations have convinced companies in the food industry to not use this healthier strain of potato. Since there haven't been any reliable longitudinal human studies that have identified long-term negative health effects for GMOs, it leads us to ask the question, is this a matter of health or principle? It appears that it's a matter of principle because all of the evidence suggests that GMO potatoes are healthier than non-GMO potatoes, and they are the solution for the future of potato farming.